Did you vote Trump?
Yes, I did. I voted for Trump because I feel like everyone is always talking about his character, but we're not talking about that. Like that doesn't really matter.
What matters to you?
Policies
Policy.
and
Can you name one Trump policy you like?
no. At least I'm honest though.
I know, but
So
like,
I
come on,
can't name
come
one
on, come on.
policy, but
You
I
just said
can
character
say
doesn't matter. What matters is policy, but you don't know a single policy. Are you trolling,
okay,
Brooke? Please tell me you're
wait.
trolling,
No,
please.
no, no. I'm not trolling.
Okay,
I
that's
can I
worse.
let me restart. Let me just restart. So, what did he do in his last term that was just so terrible that makes you guys not like him or not support him?
Do you want me to give
What
you
did
something that happened under this term?
I want you to
I
give
can
me
reference
something
something
that
in the past
happened.
term.
Give me the past term, yeah.
Okay, well, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act predominantly cut taxes for rich people. He increased the debt more than the Biden-Harris administration by far. 8.4 trillion overall signed into law by Trump. 4.8 trillion non-COVID related. He sent false slates of electors to electoral college to cast Trump votes when he didn't win to try to steal the election. You know,
Oh,
those are pretty big things to talk
he
about.
tried to steal the election.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he
What do you
tried to,
mean he
and
tried
then he
to
tried to get
steal?
tens of millions of people to believe that the election was stolen with no sufficient evidence.
Was it?
No, there was no evidence indicating that. Are you serious?
No, I was just asking.
Okay.
Um, okay, so what did he say now that makes you guys so upset at him or what is he doing?
Well, he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. Can I ask you a question? Would you let someone into the country to legally immigrate into the country if they were held civilly liable of forcibly penetrating a woman's vagina against her will?
No, I wouldn't. That's why I'm saying we have to somewhat separate character and
Okay. But so you want harsher standards and qualifications on who is going to be like immigrating to the country comparative to who's going to be president?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
So you're going to have harsher qualifications on who is allowed to immigrate to the country to be a citizen rather than who can be president of the United States.
Well, I'm just saying, why can't we just separate character and what you're gonna do for
Okay,
America?
I'll ask you this question. Would you vote for Trump even if you were held civilly liable of sexually abusing children?
No.
No? Okay,
But
so
he
then,
wasn't,
but
Parker.
wait. So what would be different in the cases in which the victim is an adult and the victim is a child? That means in one scenario you'd be okay with voting for him, but in the other one you wouldn't. Push the
Well, I'm
count.
saying, but Parker, none of this was proven.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me? I gave you like a specific example.
You're asking what's
The
difference.
only difference is the victim's age. Okay. So what specific difference is relevant, right? At all
I
at,
think it's wrong
at
in general.
demonstrating. What's
I
that?
think it's wrong in general. I don't
Why
think.
would you, okay? So why would you vote for him in one scenario but not the other?
Oh, did I say that? Okay.
You
No,
said you
what?
would vote for him if the victim were a woman, right?
No,
But if the victim were a child, then you wouldn't vote for him.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't vote for him in either case, but
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not
then do
looking.
you regret your vote?
I don't because
Well,
I'm
he was
not
held
looking.
civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman.
I understand civilly liable. Can you tell me the difference between being civilly liable and
Like criminally responsible? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it would be in terms of like the impact it can have. You can't put someone in prison for civil liability, right? It would be like typically monetarily. And then also it would be standard of evidence, preponderance of evidence versus beyond a reasonable doubt. Um, those are like the main differences.
Okay, I'm understanding you, but I don't think you're
And
understanding
then
my.
for New York, the statute of limitations was different for civil cases comparative to criminal cases. So there were thousands of people that held their abusers civilly liable in for sexual abuse, right? But they didn't get the criminally responsible because of the statute of limitations that exists in the context of New York for criminal cases, right, on essay, which I think is ridiculous and shouldn't exist. There shouldn't be a statute of limitations that restricts victims from being able to hold their abusers accountable, say 20 years down the line.
Okay, yeah, that's a valid point, but like I said, I'm just not really looking at his character. I'm looking at, okay, Kamala or Kamala.
Kamala.
Yeah, I don't even understand what most of her campaign was. Most of it was just like, okay, like, yeah, let's women's rights, right? Let's overturn. Roe v. Wade, whatever. I'm not too sure.
You think overturning Roe versus Wade upheld women's rights? No, that's she was talking about codifying Roe versus Wade, right? Which is
Yeah, wasn't
going to
that her
protect women's
whole?
rights. That's one of the things that she talked about. She talks about plenty of things,
I'm
right?
not
But you
joking in the
you as a
comments.
woman don't think that's an important thing to talk about? Please. What?
Excuse me, Parker. I think it's very important to talk about, but I don't think that's the whole thing she should be running on. That was
That
her
wasn't
whole
the whole that
point.
wasn't her whole
But
thing.
that was like the main thing.
I
That's the
don't even
only
think that's true.
it. You don't think so? You should go
No.
back and look at it
I
because that
did.
was her
I
main
did. I
point.
was pretty politically involved.
I think she's an incredible woman. I'm not discrediting her work. I think she's a great
And why didn't
debater
you vote for her? Because you can't say the same thing about Donald Trump. You can't say Donald Trump's
because
incredible.
she wasn't gonna better America. No, she was not.
Really, can you tell me one thing that she did that you think was bad for America?
Um, the whole like border thingy, they didn't handle that well at all. And then what she didn't talk.
What did she do on the border? Can you name like a specific policy
Oh my
at the
God, I can't
border?
name policies, but they were all crossing
They
illegally.
okay, so more people were crossing. Okay, so you don't know the policy that caused that just because it happened under the administration. You blame them. Okay, so do you blame Trump for egg prices going up because they went up when he's president?
What last
Yeah,
like the
egg
last time?
prices went up and he's been president. So do you blame him?
Yeah, I do.
You do. So what the
Yeah,
fuck, Trump? Eggs are incredibly expensive.
I
What the
know.
hell? Housing prices are expensive. What the
Okay,
hell?
he needs to fix it. Come on, you guys
Yes,
need to
seriously, chop,
make him
chop,
fix
chump.
it.
Chop, chop, chump.
You're
Hurry
telling
up.
me you need to be in
Lower
his
them
comments.
prices, right?
Be in his comments. Yes, I agree with you. He needs to do something about it.
Do
Yes,
you know what a
that's his
tariff
fault.
is?
I have somewhat of an idea.
Can you tell me what a tariff is?
You're gonna make me sound so stupid in this live.
I'm not going to make you do anything. You are just going to sound that way yourself.
Okay, that's really rude because I was
I'm
trying.
sorry. I'm sorry. My
Okay,
bad. That's just
anyways.
reality.
Okay, anyways. I think a tariff is when like it's kind of between like a more dominant country and like a like poorer country. And so it's like something about the goods. It's like I'm just done. You know what? I think it costs more. I'm gonna leave.
You got concepts of a tariff?
No, because at least, guys, y'all are mad at me in the comments, but at least
You
I
know,
was
you have
honest.
concepts of an idea of a tariff.
No, no,
Okay?
no, yo,
That's
no, no,
that this is why
no.
Donald Trump won the 2024 election because people didn't know what a tariff was. They had concepts of a tariff. They didn't do a single Google search to look up what a tariff was prior to the election, and they didn't know that that would increase prices. That Donald Trump was simultaneously saying he's going to lower prices while advocating for policy that we know, right, based upon basic economics, will increase prices.
Okay, and that's what he's doing, but isn't he, wasn't he kind of doing that just so Colombia's like president would like do what he wanted as far
Um,
as the prisoners go?
okay, um, so you think it's justified that he's utilizing like sort of tariffs, right, in a trade war to be able to get a particular country to do exactly what he wants? You think that's totally okay?
I don't
That
think
doesn't
it's
sound
totally.
like authoritarian at all. That doesn't sound like he's not doing the America first thing, you know?
So I don't think it's like, oh yes, Trump, like do that. I don't think it's totally okay, but sometimes we have
Hmm.
to resort to
Because that
more
causes a trade war. You
expensive.
saw what happened to the stock market, right? That shit got cooked, bro. I got cooked.
Okay, are you? What are you saying?
The stock market got cooked, bro.
That's wow, bro. I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy. So I'm not supporting his decisions, but I'm saying sometimes, guys, you have to resort to more extensive measurements if it's gonna get what you need. Hey, you got to do it. I mean,
Hmm.
what?
Hmm.
I feel like you're gonna kick me any minute, but I'm really and just passionate because I don't understand the hate with Trump. Okay, he's a terrible person. He's a terrible person. I understand.
So you do understand the hate.
He's sick, but he's gonna make America great
Is
again.
Kamala Harris a terrible person?
No, I said she's an incredible woman, but I
Okay,
don't think he's a
would you
better
rather vote
woman.
for a terrible man or an incredible woman?
What is a fascist? I don't even know what you're
Yeah,
talking
we'll
about.
talk about that in a
But
second. Would you
sorry, what?
rather vote for a terrible man or an incredible woman?
I would vote for the less of two evils. I would vote for
So
neither.
It's what? It sounds like the Incredible Woman would be the better position, right?
But the Incredible Woman did not have good policies.
What? What?
She
Okay,
didn't.
can you name me one of her policies that you think was bad?
She said nothing about the border and bettering it.
The bipartisan border bill?
But there was also more into that bill. It wasn't just,
What part did you disagree with in the bill?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I know, I just, there's some that I'm not trolling. I just don't, I'm not that educated, but I was
It's
just
okay. That's
watching.
okay. That's okay. But like,
I know,
so
but your comments are getting me, but guys.
sure, sure, I understand. But like, the point that I would then make is that we should probably have reasoning before we believe something. It sounds like you're just believing the political messaging from Donald Trump, and that you didn't do any necessarily critical thought about the political messaging. You just accepted it like a, like how people accept like sports teams. They like the sports team.
Yeah, but like I said, Parker, I said I don't like him. I'm not like, oh, I
Yeah.
love him so much,
But
but
okay, so if you think that he's a terrible man, why wouldn't you rather vote for the incredible woman Kamala Harris that
what
you
was
said
she
was an
going?
incredible woman?
I think so. I think she's a great woman, but what was she going to
Is
do for
Donald Trump a
America?
great man?
He isn't, but he knows how to handle America.
Okay,
He
okay,
knows how to handle America.
so would you rather have a great woman or a terrible man? Like, come on, this is like obvious.
Um, why can't I have a man
Do you think
that's,
great is better than terrible?
yeah,
Okay,
duh.
so then how could Kamala Harris be worse than terrible if she's great?
You're not understanding. I
Yeah,
said,
because it's not making sense. That's a
okay,
contradiction. Like, it's actually
because
contradictory. If you're saying something is terrible, right, that implies, logically speaking, that it is worse than something that's great
I
by
I
definition.
I know, guys, but I'm just talking about his character. I said he's a terrible person as far
Yeah,
as his
yeah. Trump's a
character.
terrible person, right?
Yeah,
And Kamala Harris is a great woman.
character wise.
Are you rage baiting? I'm serious. Like,
Oh,
actually, like, yeah.
oh
Come on,
my
Brooke. I'm
God.
serious. I'm serious. Like, you have to realize
I
terrible,
swear.
terrible is less than worse or than
Okay, you're
great.
talking to me like I'm four. Like I
Well, I mean,
understand.
this is like literally like a second grade concept. I'm serious.
Okay, okay. I
I'm not even
understand.
I'm not trying to be rude, Brooke. I'm serious. This is a second grade concept.
And I understand. And guys, I'm not rage baiting. I'm not racist. I just said how I felt.
No, I understand, and I'm also saying how I feel as well, right?
I know,
This
I
is like a
understand.
second grade, if not earlier, concept that terrible is
Okay,
worse than great.
Parker, I know. All right, I know.
Can you define terrible? Can you define great?
So I'm not gonna do that
Okay,
because you explained it for me. I know the difference
all
between
right,
terrible and great. Thank you
incredible,
so much. I'm
appreciate it.
smarter than a second grader. But
I
anyways,
hope so.
yeah. All right,
Brooke, how
Parker.
many consonants are there?
So I'm not gonna answer that. I think it's like seven.
Oh, okay. What are they?
But
What are they?
oh, I can't name it. I have no idea.
How many branches of government are there?
Three.
What are they?
The Supreme. The Supreme Court. And there's about like two more. Judicial. Maybe one more. But that doesn't really matter. Like, why do I have to know that?
Supreme Court and judicial are the same thing. Just so you know,
All
right? If
right,
you're
guys.
referencing the branches of government, right?
Okay, but that doesn't.
Because the Supreme Court is a part of the judicial branch.
Hey, what does that have to do with our debate, though?
Well, I mean, I'm just proving the point. You know what I'm
What?
saying? Like,
Okay, I don't really get what your point was, but back to what we were saying, right? Can we go back to the debate? I don't really need to know branches of government.
hmm hmm
Okay.
you don't need to know basic civics. Like, wait, do you think immigrants, in order to be able to get into the country, should know basic civics?
No.
So you disagree with the civics test? Based, okay,
I mean, if they want to come into the country and go through this process, okay.
okay, okay. What restrictions do you think should exist for immigration?
Does that mean like what do I think they should do to get here?
Yeah, like when do you think they should restrict people from coming to the country?
Like if they committed a crime or something.
Yeah, like if they were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman or like convicted of 34 felonies
Oh, I know what you're doing there, yeah. You're gonna relate back to Trump.
or tried to rig the results of an election, called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles in the Constitution, said they would date a
What's
10-year-old girl in 10 years, bragged about walking to the changing rooms of girls in Miss Teen USA because they quote unquote own the place.
Yeah, guys, he's
Would
a
you
six.
let them into the country legally?
No.
Okay, well then why do you put harsher standards on who is allowed to be into the country, who's an immigrant in terms of them being a citizen, comparative to who is going to be president of the United States?
Wait, I didn't say that.
Well, it sounds like you would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing women and did all those other things, right? But apparently you wouldn't let someone who has done all of those things immigrate into the country legally.
Okay, but what's he doing now, though? Can you guys name something that he's doing currently?
Yeah, he just said that the US should be controlling Gaza, right? And he called for the permanent removal, right, of Palestinians from
Okay.
Gaza.